Hi, good afternoon. This is Jason Sen from daytradeideas.com for ntmarkets.com. Today we're having a look. We've got Nat Gas up there at the moment, natural gas. You can see all the way back to 2008 where the market had steep falls, but didn't actually bottom out until the middle or so of 2012, and we've spent the last year having a bit of a recovery. The first major target for that recovery would have been 46.85. We haven't actually made it that far so far, but we are looking a bit toppy now. If you look at the weekly chart, we can see the slow stochastics here are getting a bit overbought and turning lower. So we'll move on to the daily chart now. Okay, so from the daily chart you can see the stochastics here turn negative, which signalled the top for the time being at least. And if we look at those, we've come lower. Our first support level is 41.21. That coincides with the 21-day moving average here at 41.32. So far we're just holding above that, and I think even if we do drift lower, we should hold above there now, even with the daily picture on the stochastics at least still looking negative. But shorter term, bit oversold, possibly a little bounce. We may not even make it as far as 41.21. We'll have to see what happens from here. Possibly we can go up and as high as the 44.29 highs and retest those, but with the longer term picture looking like we're a bit overdone, maybe no higher than that, and then the risk is a double top and more significant losses with that daily chart also looking negative. So potential top there for Nat Gas. On to NYMEX WTI Crude. Nice little chart this one. We've got a trend line going back to the end of June. That's 2012, isn't it? So what do we got? About just over a year-long trend line, which we broke through at the beginning or the middle of April, and we've bounced from there. I'll tell you why we bounced from there. In fact, if I stick some Fibonacci's on here, you should see that the big 61.8% support level was 86.12. Now we managed to hold that onto that for a couple of days on the 16th and 17th of April, and then on the 18th we tried to break it. We couldn't. We quickly bounced and actually closed a lot higher than the previous close, which that reversal day with the spike through that support level indicated that that level was going to hold and we would rally up. We were very oversold, so not a huge surprise. That was your confirmation. We have managed to climb higher, and as we sit today, we've moved back up to this 91.58 level, which coincides with the 200-day moving average at 91.73. So we're hitting resistance here again, and of course, if I do that, you can see this trend line. It all coincides around the same sort of area. We've tried to spike through the fib level, the 200-day moving average, and the trend line all in the same sort of area. We haven't managed to sustain it, which isn't really surprising because we are overbought in the short term. So I think that's enough for the recovery for crude. The worry is that this is the beginning of a steeper downtrend, and if we fail here, we could certainly retest these lows, and the risk is we continue lower. Daily stochastics are positive, so with a bit of luck we won't collapse yet. Maybe we'll come off, retest that trend line, but I think that's going to be a real struggle around this area as it was today, even on the second attempt, and for the moment not too confident. I think that's the end of the bounce for crude. Just got time for a quick look at Brent Crude, which is a slightly different picture. You can see that we've bounced off a very, very big trend line here. It goes all the way back to middle of 2010, so almost a 3-year trend line. We bounced beautifully off there. If I just open this up, you'll see how we sat just above that trend line here. If I can highlight it, we had a reversal day. We made a new low, but closed quite a lot higher than the previous close. We've rallied up. We've managed to retrace 23.6% of that loss that started at the end of beginning of February, in fact. I think that means we've run up steam here. Short term, we're oversold. Going to see this market come back down again. We are still in a downtrend. We could even see it back down to these lows around the 97.00 area, where we'll meet this trend line again. Probably worth buying it down there, with the daily stochastics looking quite positive, and this is a very good trend line support, as said. So let's see what happens there. But I think Brent Crude, for the moment at least, has topped out. Thanks very much. Jason Sen for ntmarkets.com.